Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com. This is the chart for the new moon, which is a solar eclipse on the 14th of October 2023, set for London. This eclipse is occurring in Libra. Here's Mercury, Moon, Sun, that's the South Node, and very importantly, Mars has just changed sign into Scorpio. This is very big news for all of us because Mars is the planet to do with action, courage, the heart. That courage comes from the heart, and Mars is a 2-year orbit, so we haven't seen Mars in Scorpio for the last 2 years. That is news. The other very important, Saturn, here it is. It's retrograde at 0 Pisces, 52 minutes, and it is in a trine, a flow of energy to Mars. Now that to me bodes very, very well, because Saturn creates structure and Mars has got a plan. Mars is speeding ahead now, and I don't know if you realise, but there are a huge number of people who have a planet in Scorpio. Not just sun sign Scorpio, Moon of course is quite common, but the other planets, and this is interesting. Everyone with a planet in Scorpio is going to have action taking place depending on that planet. As it's set for the UK, it's rather auspicious, because Jupiter, here it is, 13 of Taurus, just rising. You won't see it, it's a daytime chart, and when I say daytime, it's actually getting dark at that time of day, but also it's retrograde and Uranus is close by. So this is, I think, very positive for us in the UK. Venus is now, the ruler of Libra, is now in Virgo, and it spent such a long time in Leo because it went retrograde. So this is relatively recent, and Venus is in Virgo and Mercury is in Libra. In other words, they are exchanging sign. This is a good way through, I believe, of the heart, of the Venus energy, purification of Virgo. It's a very, what's that word? Sacred. That's the word I'm thinking of the sacredness of Venus in Virgo. Because Mercury is so close, it is right opposite Chiron at 17 of Aries, 17 of Libra. That is a very powerful opposition, and that is not something that happens every day. Mercury spends roughly 3 weeks in a sign, so the fact at this eclipse it's exactly opposite Chiron. And Chiron, I've just done a masterclass on Chiron, is very much an awakening energy, and especially in our early life, and especially if Saturn, what comes first, is it a transit of Chiron or is it a transit of Saturn? Saturn is all about boundaries, but also authority, rules, regulations, discipline. Saturn does get a bad press many times, but here it's actually extremely positive, I believe. We do have Mars has just been in a square to Pluto. It's still kind of there. This is Pluto up here in Capricorn, and Pluto has now moved forward, and that is one of the outer planets that they go retrograde every year. So the fact it's moving forward, and by the end of the year, early next year, it will be moving into Aquarius, albeit not for the whole year. Mars square Pluto is really, really tough. And we've witnessed, of course, the horror of what's going on at the moment with in the Gaza Strip with Israel. Yeah, it's rage, basically. If you push Mars down, anger, it comes out in a volcanic way as rage. And this is something that the world obviously has to be looking at right now. And diplomacy, which is the positive of Libra, is all about diplomacy. And now we got Mercury's there, and that's my prayer, if you like, for the healing for each and every one of us. And Scorpio is actually all about the shadow. You can't fudge it, but it is. So looking at what is within us, our shadow, how we project that out into the world, and the positive gift that can come through Mars, and all those Libra planets of, the peace and the spiritual warrior, I believe, is a signature of Mars in Scorpio. On an eclipse day, and this is a solar eclipse on Saturday, it's always good, if you can, to meditate, go within. It's not great for big activities as such. New moons never are, because you can't see the moon. It's not good for the public. But also, to take time to ask for that miracle, the miracle that all of us can create together. Thank you for watching. Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com